Hello, everybody. I'm here to review the Marigold match on the May 4th Noah show of Magical Kingdom, I believe it was called. It was an 8-man tag match with Julia, Mirai, Mai Sakurai, and Utami Hayashishita coming together to represent Marigold. And they were facing Great Sakuya, Miyuki Takase, Nagisa Nozaki, and Takumi Iroha. This match was kind of a showcase to show us what to expect from Marigold going forward, I believe. I came into this match really only liking Takumi Iroha, or as I call her, Red Pants, and I'll probably refer to her as Red Pants in this review. But I did come out of it liking more wrestlers than I thought I would. The two that really stood out to me, just base value, was Great Sakuya and Mirai, which is impressive for me because I did not like Mirai before, and I am really looking forward to her being a main player in Marigold going forward. So let's get into the rundown of the match. The show starts off with Julia and Rina facing each other in typical multi-man matches style. They are starting off easy and slow, just kind of testing each other out, but once they're done with that, they each tag out and they bring in Utami and Takase. These two start bringing up the intensity though, Utami hitting Takase with a pretty powerful shoulder block here. After them we have Mirai and Great Sakuya. Mirai gets a short-lived momentum with a shoulder block after some grappling. Then Sakuya flips out of the way with a double headstand front flip. It was and is pretty cool. After they face each other for a bit, they tag in the final two wrestlers, Mai Sakurai and Red Pants. Now, I love Red Pants. She was always one of my favorites. Long story short, I've always considered her one of the best women wrestlers in the world, if not the best women's striker in the world. I hope she shows up in Marigold more now that, it's Rossi's promotion, because it kind of seemed like the people from Marvelous were taking part in Stardom events more before Bushiroad kind of took over for real. I never watched Mai after she changed her gimmick in Stardom, so I didn't really have too much of an expectation going into it, but she is hilarious. I've definitely become a fan of hers. Mayu's outclassed pretty easily here though, but she gets some surprisingly good offense in, considering who she's going against. The match continues and Red Pants gets the upper hand. This is when the rest of Marigold comes in and puts all of the other people into submission moves. And I just want to comment on one thing here, because everyone's kind of doing a decent submission move here, except one person. What is Mirai doing here? This looks really uncomfortable for her, and this cannot be good for her back. After all the typical multi-man match shenanigans, Red Pants gets the upper hand and just annihilates everyone by herself. Leading the momentum, she tags in Takase and the whole team comes in to attack Mai. They then pose on the ropes, doing a team strike on the poor Mai. Jumping forward a bit, Mirai runs wild, taking the entire team by herself pretty much, in a very cool sequence. I especially like this really amazing cool backflip Spartan kick maneuver thing. The match continues with both teams tagging people in and out, trying everything they can to win until we have Takumi and Utami in the ring. Now Takumi rolls up Utami and combos, pinning her with a German suplex to Julia. At the end of the match we have Julia versus Nagisa. Now everything is going normal until the other team decides to just destroy Julia, hitting her with what I can only describe as finisher spam. Don't worry though, they decide to even the playing field by having Marigold come in and return the favor, hitting Nagisa with a finisher train as well. The match ends with Julia using Nagisa to block for the green mist from Great Sakuya, and then Julia hits Nagisa with what I can only assume is a move that would really annoy Western wrestling fans, seeing how it's very similar to a move that some other male wrestler did recently that's considered super unsafe. So after everything, I'm going to have to give this match, on my scale, an outstanding. It had very few mess ups. Only one of them sticking out to me at all was when Takase was lining up Utami for the sequence where someone's kneeling and the person runs against the ropes to come to hit them. Well, it kind of seemed like there was some miscommunication, and Takase was trying to go like this way, but Utami was getting up to line for this way, but then they ended up like lining up for like three different, edges of the ring. It was kind of a mess, but it didn't really affect the match in any way, shape, or form. Other than Takumi Iroha, I came into this match not really liking anyone except, Julia. And only two people really stood out to me a lot, to the point where like I think I'm a fan of them now. And it was the Great Sakia and Mirai. I never really liked Mirai in Stardom. I just found her boring. She didn't really stand out too much. But she seems to have come into her own since the last time I watched her, which was pretty much years ago. So a lot of people, grow in that time, and she has herself. She really showed a lot of passion, and she pulled out some really cool spots, especially the backflip Spartan kick. That was probably the highlight of the entire match for me. That's the move I liked the most. And I'm really looking forward to seeing her more in the future, because it's kind of seeming like they're setting her up as a future top star, if not just a top star right away. I mean, she was a white belt champion in Stardom, and it kind of seems like Julia wants Mirai to take over after she leaves or something like that. We'll see though. I'm incredibly excited for the first Marigold show. Are you? Let me know what you thought of the match, and if it hyped you up for the first show on the 20th of May. Bye.